June 27th, 2017, 16 are dead after a suicide bombing on the campus of the University of Maiduguri. I'm Miles Miller, and this is the Nzinga security team, along with project manager Bennett, our presentation lead Grant, our researchers Morgan and Chris, and Will, our project chair. Our business is the Jaffe Security Guards Limited, and they are a security business in Nigeria, and they are mainly employed by larger universities such as the one I mentioned earlier, the Maiduguri, which was recently under attack. We were given several problems by our business owner, and Morgan is going to explain them.
Hi. Nigerians deal with a bunch of problems regarding crime. One is theft. 65% of all crimes in Nigeria happens to be theft. And another big problem is suicide bombers. We're using technology and innovation to fight these problems. If you guys will look at your packet, you will find the solutions that we have. We listed the pros and cons for each one. And if you have any questions during our presentation, it will be there. So now on to Chris for our first problem.
So one of the biggest issues is that the guards are ill-equipped to deal with terrorist threats or attacks. That's why we propose that all the guards that are patrolling the perimeter of the university be armed with Sabre brand pepper spray, because it is widely used in the United States and also used by the New York Police Department. We say that it would be a good brand because it allows you to incapacitate an assailant at a long distance, giving the guards enough time to blow their whistles, because they don't have guns to whistles, to alert the surrounding area that there's an incident and that they need to evacuate. We also devised a regulation system that regulates the use and carry of them, and to prevent waste and use of pepper spray. With that.
So as Morgan mentioned, the majority of the crime in Nigeria is theft, and there's no exception when you come to the university's campus. So one of the ideas that we had to counteract this is to set up security cameras. After a long bit of research, we found a set of security cameras. They're sold in pairs of 2, and they come with what is essentially like a mini iPad that is used to monitor from up to 300 meters away. Our idea is to first implement just 2 security cameras in one room, calling it a safe room. During the day, people are able to leave really whatever they want to inside of this room, and if anything is taken, it will be recorded on the security cameras, which you can check back on the mini iPad later on. Now, the biggest problem with security cameras is that the Nigerian electrical grid is not necessarily all that reliable. So, we made a little change. This is a schematic of a modification that we can make for the cameras so that rather than being plugged into the wall, they run off of rechargeable 9-volt batteries. Most of theft occurs actually during the day in Nigeria on the campus. So that way during the day, the batteries are plugged into the cameras. At night, a guard comes around, takes them, plugs them in, restart the process the next day. It is important for people to know that the cameras are off during the night so they don't accidentally leave things there because they get stolen then. We also want to incorporate some alarms, which Will has more information on for us.
A big problem there, and something they don't have enough of, is the ability to communicate and have alarms when things are going wrong, so let everyone know that things have gone wrong, or let guards know things are going wrong. So one of our ideas is that schematic on your right there. It's we've came up with it, and we can produce it very cheaply to keep everything cost effective. And what it does, it's a little device you put on the door, maybe even like the rooms we said where you can keep your devices, or where the school has important things, or containers where important things are in there. And what happens is when you open it and that device is connected, a magnetic seal is pulled apart, and a loud alarm goes off to alert guards in the area so that they can go and check on any theft that's going on at the time. Also, on the left, you see that little manually powered air horn system. What you can do is, since there's a lot of suicide bombings and terrorist threats on the campus, that we want to set up a station where students can go, and it will always be in the same place, so they always know where to go, to report possible threats, so that the people at the station can radio to the guards who do have walkie-talkies, for the ones that do, tell them there's a threat, alert them to that threat, and then have some guards go and alert everyone to the threat with those air horns to let everyone know to seek shelter. saving resources, saving money, and saving lives. Our solutions that we've outlined here today will resolve the problems that our business partner has shown us. We will save resources through the cameras we put up by protecting the students' objects. We'll save money by putting the alarms on the doors to protect the university's expensive equipment, and we will save lives by equipping the guards with new materials and resources, as well as new security practices. As we've demonstrated throughout this presentation, our team is all about saving, and we hope these values are reflected on you guys as we finish up this presentation. And now we want to challenge all of you to become invested in the business and saving with us. Thank you.
So guys, good job. Okay. I see you put in a lot of work into this. You did your research well. And yes, you're right. Electricity is a problem. Constant electricity is a problem in most parts of Nigeria, just because they don't produce enough megawatts, enough power to feed the national grid and to pass around. So you find out a lot of, to distribute around, you find out a lot of homes and companies use generators, and of course they have to fuel them. There's a lot of gas spent keeping the generators running and all that. So have you considered, I know you something, maybe I missed it a bit, but you said something about turning on the cameras at night? Was that something you were suggesting?
Yes, so the batteries, since they're rechargeable, at nighttime is when they're off, let the batteries recharge and reset the day.
So are the batteries, are they solar powered?
Yes, there actually is an
Yeah,
option
solar
for solar power.
Yeah. So I would think thieves work out at night. That's when people steal. Most times you're not. So the camera, you have to figure out a way to keep your cameras on during the day. Daytime people are walking around, people are there. But it's actually when the night, it's at night that people do their thing. So, I mean, thieves go out at night to do, and you want to have the security camera on for as long as possible. So you may want to look at the security cameras you're using, the solar powers. I know that sometimes they have electricity during the day, and then it's rationed kind of, so that when it's on, when the national grid is providing the power, the batteries go low-key, rest and recharge, and then when the electricity goes, and at night, batteries, pick up again. Whichever thing, you could just work a little bit on that, but generally, I like what you have done, and it's saving resources, saving money, saving lives, and giving new materials and teaching them how to do it the right way. That's fantastic. So good job, guys.
You started off very well, the bombing incident. I mean, I gotta tell you, there's been some attention given between actually stealing someone's phone and recovering it, and then now the bombing thing, which certainly I think got everybody's attention. You mentioned the two major problems he's got. You came up with some viable solutions. The only thing I'll say is, like Costello, I think you got some very good solutions here. But when you get on the ground, you have to actually implement it. I think that is going to be, the decisions have to be made on the ground by the company. But you've given, I mean, I've got here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that technology things you guys come up with. I love technology, and I don't see anything wrong with the technological aspects of the solutions. It's just which of these are going to work best, and how is it going to modify it to get it to work. I love the fact that everybody participated. You guys are smiling because remember my comment the first night, so that's a vast improvement. You did great.
I agree. You had a very strong introduction. It was very compelling. I really liked your slides. They were very simple. They were very clear. I liked how you kept adding additional layers as you were speaking. So there's a very strong relationship between your narrative and then what we were reading on slides. I also like that you gave us an info packet with additional information and told us not to look at it. Too often during the presentation with an info packet, your audience will naturally start drifting and reading, but you were very directive. Don't be afraid to tell your audience what to do. That's something you should not be shy about. You're not going to offend us. So that was very good. There's a very strong summary at the end of your presentations that really drove home your point. And lastly, I very much liked your positioning on the stage. I think it was very effective. We were able to see all of you while you were delivering your comments. So great job.
You guys have actually done a wonderful job, especially I'm looking at it when we start talking about all these gadgets that you can make it and stuff like that. It's kind of how we get these guys a better business. So possibly, if these things work, definitely they're going to have like a lot of attention because I've never seen anyone using it here, and it's like the first people that will start looking into the issue is the universities talking about some of their business partners. So I think I will be expecting maybe you guys can, keep talking to them so that we can figure out how you can be able to kind of like put all these things to work. But it's really an amazing initiative, and I think it's really going to help everybody.
I would be shocked. I guess if someone came in here, so you guys weren't all like debate teams. Like, you definitely tell when you guys came in here. I mean, Chris, you guys were veterans. You guys made it through. But the entire team were poised. You had your points to make. No one rambled. No one joked around. Like, you guys had stuff to say. And again, with the security company, you guys told them what they needed instead of just like listening to them. You took the time to like say, here's why this is going to be better, here's why you need it. You probably researched it better than a lot of people that work there. And took it so seriously that it was your own business. I think that's when you see the real change happen, everybody. When you start treating it like it's your own thing. You own it, and you want to do something better than it was before. And that's something I saw incredibly, in your presentation, I was incredibly impressed with all of it. Everyone give them a round of applause.
The International Leadership and Business Summit. Transform the world.